video, I'm going to show you a watermelon aquarium design. And so the nail itself is got a jelly tip that kind of fades into opaque so that you don't see the natural nail at all, or the little back end of the aquarium. And then it's got the little rind going along the cuticle area, the proximal fold, and then as it fades into the clear, there is floating glitter and floating seeds within the nail. So it's got this really deep look to it. I absolutely love it. It's so bright and summery. I hope you guys love it as much as I do, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well. Bye!
So we are going to begin by creating that bright pink fade. So take the brightest color of pink gel polish you have and apply a section of it just a little bit down from the proximal fold, and then using a gel ombre brush, kind of just fade that out into clear. Do this for a second coat just to kind of help increase that fade and also to make sure that's opaque. Then grab your hot pink jelly gel and apply that over the whole thing, over the whole pink area. You can leave that little bit along the proximal fold clear for the moment. We'll paint that in with green and white. So now we're going to take and do that white area of the watermelon rind first and just apply a wet stripe. And don't cure this yet. Leave it uncured for just a moment. And then with your brush, after you have a nice smooth curve to it, take and just kind of create these little squiggle lines coming down from it. There's these little veins in watermelon that go from the white kind of up into the pink part, and then also a little bit from the green it swirls into the white. So we're going to start by creating those little white little veiny lines going through the watermelon, just like that. And then still don't cure. We're going to be doing some lime green for the next layer. So do some really nice bright green above the white. So you've got both the green and the white are uncured. And then you're going to take and gently marble the white into the green, just with the very tip of a gel brush. It doesn't have to be like a pretty marble or a perfect marble or a swirly marble. You just want it to have a little bit of a blend between the two. Then after you have that, you can fill in the rest of that tip with green, and then using your ombre brush, again, we're going to blend some darker green down over just the very top of that lime green area. Apply a layer of gel top coat over the nail just so it's not sticky, and cure it. Otherwise, depending on the gels you're using, if they aren't sticky, you can just leave it as is, but mine was definitely fairly sticky. So now on a silicone mat, you're going to sculpt a large flat space of some acrygel and just sort of blend that out. You want this to be very thin. You don't want this to be a thick area, and you also want it to be about the length that you want your aquarium to be, with a little bit of extra just for good measure. So then just kind of smooth this out. You want it to be smooth, even, thin, and bigger than what you need it to be. So then after you have that all done and you smooth it out as best to your ability, then you're going to take some gel top coat and apply a thin layer of gel top coat over that acrygel. So apply it, and then before you cure, you're going to take and you're going to pick up your nail and you're going to set it down so that the top of your bit of acrygel is at the top of where the aquarium should be. So that should be underneath the pink opaque area. After that's done and it's been cured, you can peel it off the silicone mat, and then you can trim off the extra acrygel with a pair of manicure scissors. Luckily, the acrygel actually trims really easily, and it leaves just a little bit of a residue or a little bit of a gap on the sides, and that'll file off really quickly and easily with a hand file. So then just take and file away the extra on the edges. This is why if you didn't have to top coat before, don't, because you're going to need to top coat it again anyway. It's just so that you can work with it without it being sticky. So then, because all this dust would definitely have stuck. Then after you have that done and it's nice and smooth, you're going to want to fill in the bottom of this, lay down some nail glue, grab a piece of your leftover acrygel that you just trimmed off, so save those scraps, and you're going to glue that to the bottom. Once that glue has stuck, you're going to use your manicure scissors again, trim off the extra, and then using another file, you're going to file it smooth again so that it lays flush to the nail. Once that is done, you are probably going to have to seal in any gaps with some more gel. It'll happen, but for now, that's good enough. You're going to take and paint a few watermelon seeds with some black gel paint on your silicone mat. So just, however many you want. I did 5. I thought that 5 was a good number. And then you're going to cap them with some clear builder gel just so that they aren't so thin and flimsy. This is just to add some strength, cure that, top coat them again so they aren't sticky. And then after they're top coated and cured one final time, they will peel right off of that silicone mat, and you can set them to the side so that you can save them for when it's time to fill your aquarium. And then you're going to place them into that aquarium opening, as well as a little bit of glitter. Don't overdo it. I tend to go a little bit low on the glitter side as my preference for aquariums and not fill them too full. I think it just makes them have a little bit more space to wiggle around than if you fill them more than not. So just take a little bit of a pink glitter I'm using one that's a darker shade of pink than the rest of my nail so that it shows up nicely. And then you're going to use a little bit of a white glitter too. It'll just look really nice and it'll just pick up the light very well inside that aquarium. Check how much you have. If you're happy with the amount of glitter that's in there, you're going to fill in that opening with some more acrygel, but you're going to need to leave a little bit of a gap in it so that you can fill it once it's ready to be filled. So just create a little hole in your acrygel. I used a pointy dotting tool just to make enough space for my syringe. Once that's filled, you can go ahead and I'm just going to fill in some gaps on the bottom of my aquarium as well, since I have a little bit of leftover acrygel. Plus, when we go to fill it, that way it's not going to leak out. Better to try to fill any gaps first instead of trying to find them later. Then fill the aquarium with water or oil using a syringe. I usually prefer to use water. I think they float a little bit quicker. Some people like oil for a slower float. It depends on personal preference. So fill that up all the way to that end line. Clean off any extra water that is on the top of the gel that you're going to be sculpting on. Fill in the hole. Once that hole's been filled in and smoothed out, then you can cure it once more. I decided to paint a couple seeds on the front of my watermelon with that same black gel paint just to kind of add a little bit more watermelony-ness to this. Cap it with a layer of gel sealer all the way front and back. And like I said, you're going to need to top coat it again. So if you didn't have to top coat it the first time, depending on the way your gel's cured, then you wouldn't have needed to. But just to make sure there's no stickiness, I decided it was worthwhile to do a double top coat. And after that, it's all done. I love this. I love the little seeds in there. I think that is my favorite element, just that there are those seeds in there. And it's just really fun to play with. I love aquariums. I'll put a couple links to just in the description box below of ones I've done in the past. And here's a Melody Minutes.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Whoa, let's go back. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you do a good job? High five, you did it.
Was that the plan?
Was that the plan? Did you want to go under?
No.
No.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Let's just start again.
Okay, let's try again.
Okay, so you don't have to turn around so fast, honey. Just push off.
There you go.
That was pretty good. Look at that. You even swam today.
Good job.